Hi everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share with you a project tutorial that I designed for Country Craft Creations. I made a little brag book mini album using the Sizzix Essential Mini Album die set and the 12x12 paper collection by Echo Park called My Favorite Winter. So first I'm going to go over with you the different patterns of papers that I used. I got one sheet of each double-sided that comes with the set. I also got this sticker sheet that comes with the set. Here's the different papers you can see here that come with the set that are really pretty and really wintry with the snowflakes and the blues, the snowmen. I love this navy blue with the white snowflakes. And you can see the second side of each page behind the first one. So that's the back side. Here's the penguins. They're really cute. Some more snowflakes. And of course some floral items. I also got the cut apart sheets, which this is your 4x4s, your 4x6, and also your 3x4s. Had to think there for a minute. Also, there's a pack of solids that match this collection. So these are the colors that I got. These are the front and the back. So there's 3 different sheets on those. I think I had navy, red, and light blue. In my designer package, I also got the Authentique Spectrum denim blue paper to complement this set. I got 3 sheets of those, and then I chose to use the navy blue artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations for the base pages and the cover of this little album. So this is really wonderful cardstock. You'll want to get some of that. And then I also, as I said earlier, used the Sizzix Thinlits Essential Mini Album die set to create this little mini album. I will have a share video separate from this one so that you can see the finished project using all these beautiful ribbons and the stickers and the pattern papers from Echo Park's My Favorite Winter, and also using the navy artisan cardstock. So let's get started on this tutorial where I'll show you how to make the album. So I'm going to use this die to cut my pages and my cover, and then I will be using the next size die for my mats. My paper. Let's pull this off and get it ready to go. So I'm going to be cutting all those off camera with my Big Shot, and then we'll assemble the album, and then of course start adding pattern papers and decorating. To use the die, I cut one sheet, or actually I cut 4 sheets of the 12x12 cardstock into 6" by 12" to do the die cutting. Now this die is just a little bit too long to get 2, but you can, if you do it real carefully by moving the cut to the edge so that you can fit 2 on there. I have a couple of them where I didn't get them on right, so you have a little notch there, but that's on the inside, so I think that's going to be okay because it's going to be covered. So you need 2 pieces. These are going to be the cover, and so with the 4 sheets of paper, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages. So 14 pages just like that. And then we're going to score these so that from the binding they flip up correctly. So you can put, if you have any of those with a little notch on the edge, you can stick them kind of in the middle if you want to. Just don't use them for your cover. But like I said, we're going to be making a cover piece out of this to cover that up. Okay, so I measured, took my die from the cut edge, which is the ridge here, to the edge here. Measures just under 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to score my longest side on each cover and page at 3/4 of an inch. It should have put that in there when you did that, I think, but I want it to be a little more defined. So I'm going to score all of these, the holes on the left, score each at 3/4 of an inch. Pattern your pages. Go ahead and select the pattern papers that you want to use. So I ended up using all of them that come with the collection. And I cut these down. I even used the solids. Cut these down to only 5 inches wide. And pay attention to the direction of your patterns. So like the snowman, you want it to go 5 inches tall by 12 inches long, because this is how you're going to cut for the pages. So you only need a height of 5 inches for this die that fits onto this page. So see, it's not going to fit the whole size. So go ahead and cut all of those, and then cut your papers down, and then use your die to punch out your papers. And I'm going to get 2 on each sheet. All my little pieces cut to pattern the pages and the album cover. So I'm going to start gluing those on. Probably off camera to save some time. I'm just going to glue them in, like I have these for the covers, the dots. So you just center it equal edge around. You don't have to worry about this part. This is going to have an overlap. So yeah, I'm going to get ready to start gluing all these down. You can ink the edges if you want. With these little points, I don't have a smaller inker, so I may not ink mine, but you can certainly ink yours if you want to. I have glued all my pattern papers on except for the very last one, which I'm going to show you. So this cuts it out so that you can have a margin around it. So I'm just going to put glue on the back side, side that I don't want to show. I'm using the art glitter glue that works really well at holding papers down, and it doesn't warp. Dries clear, some of it oozes out. See, like here I've got some off there. I just wipe it off. So line it up, take my bone folder and smooth it out. So there's all my pages, some patterns and solids. Got my front cover, back cover, my inside covers match. Got the penguins and then the flowers, and then it just alternated throughout the book. So next we're going to be ready to put the book together. But if you'll notice that when you have this many pages, and if you tie this together, we're going to have this little fanning going on. So I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to put spacers in, so I'll be right back. To create spacers, I took scraps of chipboard, black chipboard that I had, and these are about 2.5 inches long, about 1/2 inch wide. And I'm thinking I'm going to put 2 together because that'll give me about 1/8 of an inch space. So like on the back side of my cover here, I'm just going to glue one of these chipboards, spacers, right between the hinge part. So right in here, away from the fold and away from the edge, just kind of centered it. And then I'm going to put 2 together. I was just going to put 1, but I like to use thick embellishments or a little bit of thickness. But I think 2 together will probably work. Now you don't glue your pages together, you just glue the spacer here on the back. So this one would go tie in here on the top. So you can change and move your pages around, but see how it gives a little bit of space right there. So that's the front cover. The back side of this one will do the same thing, and just keep on adding 2 spacers stacked together on the back side of each page on the hinge part only. So I'm just doing this second one here to show you. Now, if you want to just do less pages in your book, you could do that, and they'd probably lay down a lot flatter. But I'm going to go ahead with this many pages for a lot of photos, and put a spacer on each one. So again, on the back side only, add your spacers. Okay, so I have the spacers all glued in, and that's going to work great, I think. It's going to make a wider spine. Whoops. It's going to show you wider spine here on the back. The only problem is this piece here that you cut out for your spine cover is not going to work. So I'm going to have to revise that somehow, because I do want the spacers, so I think that's important to have them. You see how now this is wider here than this, so that means you can add some pockets and tags and maybe some flowers or snowflakes, things to balance this out like this. So now we're ready to thread the ribbon in, so I'm going to get mine, choose my ribbon and cut it and get it ready to tie this all together. Now we're ready to bind this together and put our finishing spine on. So we have this piece I cut out of the regular page size with the 2 holes in it. I cut it out of the pattern paper, and I think this is how I want it to work. Now I'm making sure this is my front. So I'm going to take the back piece, just the back piece. I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to glue this onto those holes here on the back, like right along that score line. And you know what? Let me see. Fold it. I am going to trim this just a smidge with my trimmer, because it doesn't need to be completely all that way. So like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Or an 1/8 of an inch. I ended up with an 1/8 of an inch cut off. So this is the back. So this is going to glue this way. It clears the fold, and it still gives me the holes here. So make sure you're lining this up on the back side of the back cover. Line up these holes, and you just put your glue on that back of that hinge. And I'm sorry that it's off camera, but I am just making sure that it lined up. So burnish that down if you don't want to go over the fold. So now that's the inside of the back that you see. And we've got it glued here on the left, and it's going to wrap around the spine and attach to the front. So I've still got all my pages lined up the way I want them. I'm going to take the next one from the back, and I'm going to line up those holes. And what I'm going to do is going to take my ribbon. I think I cut about a 24-inch piece of this light blue dot sheer ribbon from Country Craft Creations. So I'm just measuring it. And I dovetail cut the ends. And I'm just going to kind of fold it up so that I can insert it through the hole. Now you want to go from the top. We're going to work on the top only. And take your cover from the back side. Put it through the top hole from the back. Pull it through, leave a tail at the back, because we're going to need to thread it through the bottom hole later. Now thread it through the back side of the last page. And then continue threading the pages on to make sure that you're putting it in the top hole from the back of each page. So you're going to thread from the back side where your spacer is at the top edge, just into this top hole first. So I'm stacking my pages up like this. I started here on the back, through the back cover, through the spine wrap is, and then through. So again, the back side where your spacer is, and into the top hole, so that your page stacks up nicely right here on the top. We'll do a whole worry about the spine wrap later. I've clipped the pages together to keep them all straight, so you see the spine here, and I have threaded my ribbon from the back where this piece has been punched with the holes, but I don't have holes yet for the front. So my ribbon's coming up here, and this is going to need to come over and attach. So I'm just looking at it. I don't want it real tight, but I don't want it real loose either. So we're going to take, so we have the spacing the same, I'm going to take this die, if I can pull it off. They're on really tight when you first get them. So I'm going to pull this up, okay? So this would have been what would have wrapped around, right? But obviously, because I put the spacers in, it's not going to work. So if you're just using a couple of pages in your book and you want to use this for your spine, if you're doing the template, that's fine. Otherwise, if you're using just your straight cut with rounded corners, you can cut your own spine and make it like this. So I am going to lay this around, position it where I think I want it to be, like that, so that it's flush on the bottom and the top. And I'm going to grab another clip just to be safe. I'm going to clip this one right here. Okay, now I'm going to, you know what, instead of this, I'm going to use the full-size template. Hang on. I'm going to use the full-size die, not template, but it could be a template if you're using a different way. And I am going to lay this. I'm going to line these guys up. Go ahead and take that one out. Line it up at the bottom, like this, to kind of get a good idea where these holes need to be. And I'm going to take a black marker and I'm going to circle these holes. Just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to take my hole punch. I've had this one, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's got a good size punch on it. And you can set this. It's a We Are Memory Keepers punch. I've had it for a long time. I like my crocodile too, but I grab this one sometimes when I'm needing something. So it's going to go, let me see if I can line it up. From the side, and I'm going to look in and line up my punch. Okay, got that one. And then the other one too. And I'm just going to again line it up where I can see my mark and where I'm going to put the hole puncher. There we go. So let's bring this around and we're going to thread this through. And I'm hoping all this works. So I'm just kind of winging this as I go. But I really like having those spacers, so I'm hoping that everything works just fine with that. So bring this down. A little bit of ribbon. So this will be glued down onto the cover, but I am going to go ahead and tie my bow. Let me pull this a little tight. Make sure you pulled it tight back here so that you can see that it's, you know, pretty flush on there. So let's tie this, pull it. Now, if you want to add to it or anything or loosen it up, don't tie it in a knot, but I'm going to go ahead and tie that knot just in case it comes untied, and then make my loops. Now you can make your loops after you decorate it if you want, because you're going to readjust those probably. And we're going to open these loops here so they're nice and fluffy, I guess you would say. You don't want them folded on. You want the full loop of the ribbon where it's folded under. I'm just pulling it out and adjusting it. So it'll be something that I'll play with as I'm going, but that's really pretty like that. So now I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to lift this carefully up, and I'm going to put glue on it if my glue is not stuck. So my tip may have been left covered for a few days, so I just have to work with it some. And shake it to get it going. And there it goes. And bring it down and burnish. And there's our album. Now all we need to do is decorate, which means I'm going to show you how to make a few pockets for the inside, and then I will probably decorate this off camera, and then I'll certainly show you the finished project. So really, if you just want to leave it for pictures, you don't need a whole lot of decorating. I'm just going to put a few pockets here and there, I think, and then we're just going to let it be for a little brag book, a little winter brag book. I think that'll be really cute. So yeah, let's make a few pockets now, and then we'll cut the camera off and I'll do all my decorating, and then I will share the finished album. Get into decorating. I do want to share that before you make yours, you do need to know that you can see the spacers between your pages. They don't bother me. Let me see if you can hold them up. I did mine in black because I didn't wanted chipboard. But they really don't show that much, but that is an option that's up to you. There is really no way to cover that because you've got to have that ribbon spacing in there. So if you don't like that showing, then I do suggest that you just make your album probably 2, 3, 4, I would say no more than 4 or 5 pages. So this little cover here can cover it, this die, if you use that, or a piece that's about, what is that, 2 inches wide. Instead of doing this, you could still do this with less pages, but that way you would not have the spacers. So that is going to be up to you. I just want you to know ahead of time that you can see them when you flip it open. But like I said, it does not bother me, and I like to have the extra space in case I want to add some thicker embellishments, which I probably won't do right now, but I might, so you'll never know. So first I'm going to show you how to make some pockets. So let me flip through here. I've cut some pieces. You're going to take your scraps and some of your cut aparts. So this cut apart, I cut it 3 5/8 tall, and then the width of the cut apart, or you can trim it down. Actually, this was a 4 by 6, so I cut it down to have 2 pieces because that's too big for the whole thing. And I'm going to leave them flat. So I'm just going to be gluing them on the bottom and the 2 ends, or the top and the bottom, and the side towards the spine. So you want to leave an opening for your pocket. And today my glue wants to take this opportunity to clog up, even though I have the pin in it. Sometimes that does happen with your art glitter glue, or actually any glue that you might be using. I've used different glues over the past. This one is still my favorite, even though there's a little bit of issue from time to time with clogging up the point. But I've had that problem with other glues, so that's just the life of using glue. You just have to learn how to get it unclogged. I was just checking to make sure I had the right direction for the pattern, because I want to put this on the pattern paper of the page and line it up right there. And then of course you're going to burnish that to make sure that it sticks down good. So this will make your pocket with an opening here. It is a flat pocket. I am keeping them kind of flat. And then I will be making some tags that will go inside like that. So you can use your cut aparts. And then you can also use scraps of paper. This is 3 5/8 tall by 1 inch wide to make a belly band. So you just cut the paper, the scraps, and you put glue on each end. And then put it down. Usually I put mine on the center of the page. You can off-center it. This one, let's put it over this way a little bit. Just like that. Just line it up. And wipe off any excess. Let me grab me a towel. These are shop towels that you can pick up at the auto supply places or Walmart in the auto supply hardware part. I like them because they're a little bigger and they are dry and they don't leave any fuzzy lint, so I use these. You can use your dry baby wipes, whichever you prefer. So here we have a belly band that we can slide a picture in, or two. So that's a belly band. And here's another cut apart that I did that says winter snow, burr, cold, and mittens. Same way, just on the top and bottom, a line of glue, and then the side that's going to go where you want it sealed up. So this one's going to attach here on this side. Now I'm not putting pockets on all my pages because I want to leave them open, you know, available, some available for full-size pictures. But there we go. Burnish that down. So we have another pocket for a tag like that. And do I have another one I wanted to put? Yes, this one here. So I want to see where I want this one. Kind of like it there. So I'm going to put this pocket. So you can use different sizes. This is the other part of that 4x6 that I cut down. You can use scraps of your paper. So this one's going right here. This is a really cute paper line. Again, it is Echo Park's My Favorite Winter. And you can order it now while available at countrycraftcreations.com. You go like that. And then I need a pocket that is, I think this one's going to be a pocket. So let's find a place for this. I like the white page with that blue, so I'm going to use the dots to show. So just use some of your coordinating papers or cardstock to make your pocket. You can use the navy blue cardstock and make your pockets, and then add pattern paper that you mat with it on the top. You could do that. Just whatever you feel like. If you want to add some flaps, you can. So this one, I'm going to slide this little cat in. It's no fun, probably, so it's going to go in like that. I don't think she'll fit the other way, but I'm going to let this dry first. And then I'll add decorations on that. So just keep building up in different places where you want belly bands or, you know, different things. I like that one. It's a little bit of the blue dot for a belly band. This winter is here, so I'm going to put it, I think, about right here. Just let this little bear be peeking out. So like if you changed your mind after you put a belly band on and you want to attach a photo, you know, on top of that, you still can, or you can add some snowflakes or different elements. So yeah, that's how you do that. And then I'm going to decorate this front with something, but that's just add your pockets and things on the inside. There won't be a closure on this at this point. I want to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out Country Craft Creations for your crafting supplies, your art glitter glue. It can't be shipped right now because of the freezing temperatures, but you certainly can get it as soon as they warm up in the spring. Your artisan cardstock, it's the best cardstock that there is. You definitely want to get some of that for your projects. The beautiful pattern papers, again, Echo Park's My Favorite Winter. The beautiful ribbons and other things that are available in the store. So just shop countrycraftcreations.com. Thanks. Bye-bye. Here are a few photos of my finished album. Opened up some of the pages to let you see what I've done on the inside. I kept it fairly simple. I will have a share video showing you more details about this little album, so check that out on my YouTube channel. I want to thank you so much for watching and visiting my channel, and be sure to check out countrycraftcreations.com for your crafting supplies. Thank you. Bye-bye.